It's Jamaican, right?
Yeah, Jamaican beer. You can't open your own beer, man.
Oh, I forgot. You have this ritual. Jesus, officer.
It's a nice ritual.
It is. Jamaican lager beer, 4% alcohol.
Cheers.
Get your red stripes.
Get your red stripes, yeah.
That's good. Oh my God.
Man.
Chilling, bro. How are you? How's life? How's content? I mean, what are we shrugging about?
It's good. Content is going well. Everything is going in the direction that I wanted it to. You know, I started out this year with that goal of like shooting more things that I want, so I can kind of curate or create a reel that's just specific to what I do and like to my niche. So I think it's been going well. I've had a good number of shoots lately.
You
I
have?
always take on more.
I've seen them. I like the solo projects.
Really?
The Tide, the Bounty. You got a pen one too, right?
Yeah, I got a pen one.
Yeah, I like those. Those are my favorites so far right now.
Thank you, man.
I love those. Those are great. For me, everything's going all right. We reached the goal this year. Earlier this year.
Yes, you did.
We reached our complex goal. Got posted, went viral.
Walk them through it.
Walk them through it. All right. So, Twitter had this new update in the spring. It was like right after we had our first our first interview thing, and basically it was a full crop showing. Like, so they weren't cropping your pictures on Twitter. Like you have like it looks like a small image.
Yeah.
You clicked on it and expanded. So now basically when you post a full vertical picture, it shows the whole picture. It takes up the whole page. It looks beautiful.
That's fine.
So the day that it came out, I just took a picture that I took before that I thought deserved more, love and everything like that. And I was like, the caption is very simple. Damn, Twitter's not doing this crop thing anymore. And it's a picture of the Freedom Tower with the sky looking like it's on fire, straight out of like Justice League or Batman
shit.
Beyond. And I don't know where it just took off. 225K likes later. And by like 4.6 million impressions later, we got posted on Complex, the Instagram page. Very fire. Very fire. If you combine the likes from like Complex and Twitter, and then just anyway, and then another page posted me too. I forgot, like another like New York City thing. It's like probably over 500K likes, around that number, which is pretty insane.
We gotta switch sides, man, because you're so Hollywood. You got ALD.
Chill. It's just a regular hat. No.
We have to switch.
I don't want to switch sides. You gotta switch to beards.
They gotta see this. Look at this shit, man. I'm zooming in right here. Look at that. Look at
Oh
that.
my God, I love these hats. These hats are so cool.
Did we switch beers?
Yes, I grabbed my beer.
You just switched?
Yeah, I switched my beer.
This guy's
Yeah, that happened. But in the mix of that happening, you expect things, to get bigger, expand.
Mm-hmm.
And even though, so when I started abusing that whole, full crop thing, I was getting, decent amount of, attention. I was getting booked for stuff. People were buying prints. I sold at least, 50 prints of that beautiful fucking picture. It was so great. People from everywhere too. Dudes from freaking Europe and the Midwest, the West Coast, everything. It was cool. My freaking the merch, the shirts and hoodies and everything like that. We sold over 200 pieces of that too. It was really good. It was a good start to the year. It was a great start. It was literally everything was happening. Everything was happening one by one. Thank you.
This is major.
It was beautiful. And then as time progressed, I was taking advantage of that full crop thing, the full whatever they have on Twitter. And things were getting attention, thousands likes. It was going crazy for a good good a month and a half. And then suddenly you just hit a wall. I didn't know what to post. I had to feel like I had to consistently do something. So instead of going to get new stuff, I was posting. I was recycling things that people didn't really see before, or I felt like didn't get enough attention before. And they were getting attention. But then sooner or later, I noticed things were going from 1,000 to 10, 20. Wow. So you hit a wall, and then you use you're expecting massive attention after that. You know, like, damn, like, do people not fuck with my shit anymore?
Yeah.
Like, am I like one of those one-hit wonders? I hit once and that's it. That's what I felt like. And it was tough for a while because I didn't know what to do or what to post. So I just kept going back, you know, like refurbishing some stuff, you know, just re-editing, learning what I learned, taking what I learned now, bringing it back from like old stuff, you know.
Yeah.
And some stuff would hit, some stuff wouldn't. But it's like a tough year basically. Not what I really expected after that start.
Yeah.
But even though like we've been getting booked, I had a lot of shoots this year. I still have a lot of stuff to do this year. I still have a lot of goals to do this year that I want to accomplish. But other than that, it's pretty okay.
Good for you, man.
It's pretty okay. Thank you.
We were talking earlier in our last episode about, you know, finding new ways for distribution,
yes.
distribution channels, and like how we wanted to find a way to platform our work on different, you know, maybe via a different publication. And Complex, that was literally your goal when you first started shooting.
Exactly.
You achieved that, so it's huge props to you, man.
Thank you.
Like, that's manifestation at its finest.
It is. That's literally the first thing I said. Like the first time I want myself to be on Complex, either or. Be in Complex, people's houses, which is happening. Mm-hmm. I have a lot of people have a lot of stuff in my house. This person has a wall of pictures. They have like at least 5-6 of my stuff on that wall.
Really?
It's really fire. I literally every time I think about stuff like that, I get it's emotional, bro. It's really crazy. That and yeah, Complex, people's houses, and then, you know, just a way. I think the next goal is to do a gallery. Just to have stuff there, like have a bunch of shirts like on the side. Yeah, that's the next thing. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I'm trying to find spots, stuff like that. But that's the next big thing I think for me. And then from the gallery, make actually an official website and then have everything there too.
I like that, man.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, we're still on the topic of finishing out goals for the year. I just want to contribute real quick. So
go ahead, tell us. We all want to know.
So when I started shooting, like I knew that for me, videography, for Miguel, photography, for those of you who don't know at home, I just had this mission statement, which was like to make everybody look as good as possible, or at least look as good as I see them, which is the best possible.
Yeah.
And so I've been shooting a lot of different people in different elements, like, and I've been able to like tie it back to like my style of shooting. And I officially created a rate sheet, so that was good.
I saw that,
sheet.
That was really good. I like those rates too. Those are respectable rates.
Thank you. Yeah,
as they should.
It's how do you feel about, you know, establishing rates, you know, not being so accessible to people who you don't have any beef with? You actually want to be accessible to them.
Yeah.
But like, how do you like?
Rates.
Don Draper said we don't work for free.
Yeah, rates. It's an important thing, rates. You have to have that established because there's a lot of people out there that will do the whole
like paying exposure.
Yes, paying exposure. I have X amount of followers, you're gonna get exposed, this amount of people is gonna see it, when that's not a guarantee. That's never a guarantee, bro. Even though Complex had posted me and got like the whole 80K likes on their page, I would say I didn't get, my following didn't go up that much. I didn't get that, like, I mean, a lot of stuff, a lot of people were hitting me up like, oh my God, I love your page, like, it was amazing. I've saved all those DMs, people hitting me up. I love your stuff, I saw your stuff on Complex, it's really good. I love the rest of your page, keep it up, But it didn't mean that they were following, didn't mean that they were buying, didn't mean that they were booking. Like, that exposure nonsense doesn't mean anything. And I just want people to know that so bad. Your following does not mean anything. Half the followers you have don't even like you. They just follow you to see you.
That's a fact.
So it doesn't even, like, following doesn't really mean anything unless you have like a fan base. And then that's different. If you're like a rapper or an athlete or something, then it's different. I'll do that shit free on it because I know those people are gonna go because you said, hey, go check this out. But if you're just a regular person on Twitter, on Instagram, that exposure payment is not valid at all. And
sorry.
Yeah, keep going, go.
My following never went up when it was for exposure.
Yeah. Like,
it would be temporary followers that would stick around for a month and just dissipate and just like fade out. They become ghost followers, bro. And then basically like the shit I shoot is not their style anymore. Yeah. It's like, it's all fucked up.
It's like a number basically. It just adds to your stuff. And what I was gonna say, then there's like why rates are important too is because there's a lot of people that try to negotiate with you, and then they'll try to lowball you, and that's not valid at the same time. You're like, no, this is my rate. If you can't reach that, then I really don't mind not working with you. It's fine.
Okay.
It's really good.
How do you go about passion projects versus shoots for other people? Because typically the way it goes is like if someone reaches out to you, you charge.
Yeah.
Because they're reaching out to you, you're solidifying their vision, you're bringing that to life.
Exactly.
As opposed to you being the fruition and you going out and seeking talent. Like even for me, like whenever I shoot short films, I pay the talent.
You do?
I pay all the talents. Everyone, I at least offer to pay. It bothers me when people don't accept, not on some friendship shit, like, yo, take the fucking money.
Yeah.
Take the fucking money.
Especially if,
like that.
especially if you do, like, I do stuff for you, I never want to take your money because it's like,
yeah.
I do it for you. I like doing it. I enjoy doing it.
Thank you.
Because, you're my boy, you've been there since day one, you support it and everything like that.
Plus, you know my angles.
Exactly.
I was going to say pause, but we're in 2021.
There's no pause, bro. I don't care what anybody says. No pause anymore. Nah, there's definitely pause. Watch your mouth when you say some stuff.
You switch up on them like that.
People are crazy what they say.
Establish what the pause shit is.
Establish a pause.
Like
with it's like when you say something. How can I even say the right word for this?
Because I'll stop you right there.
Yeah, exactly. I was just like, yo.
Like it's like when you say something. So like it originated with saying something suspect.
Yes.
As people mature and became less ignorant.
Word. Yes.
Like we don't make fun of homosexuality anymore. We don't make fun of that shit. So when we say like we try to grow up in high school, I remember Marcus would also always be like, yo, grow up when someone says pause.
Yeah.
But like you have to not be as ignorant and be aware that when you say pause, that offends somebody who is part of the LGBTQ plus community. And so you need to like. So I like that we can say pause as banner. Yeah. But it's like we're fully aware that we're not trying to put anybody.
Yeah, we're not trying to offend anybody. We just do it in our own jokingly way, but it's not as least offensive as possible.
I like when my gay friends say pause to me.
Yeah, that's hilarious. It's the funny shit.
I feel like watch them. Then I switch up on, yo, what you talking about? Like, mean it, bro.
It's funny as stuff,
say
bro.
Say with your chest.
Don't be scared now. No, but yeah, with the passion shooting and then shooting with people that hit me up, I really never I've yet to hit up like a model or anything like that.
Okay.
I've like yet to like if I do stuff like if I shoot friends, I enjoy doing like BTS shooting, like behind the scenes, like catching people in moments and stuff like that, like just to do it. But if people want, like if my friends hit me up to do it, then sometimes I charge them, sometimes I don't. Depends on what they really want. Like if I know I have to book a beautiful place like this, shout out to the studio. Look at this bookcase, look at everything. Brooklyn Photo Studios. This is very fire. Then get a little charge in there like that. But when a stranger hits me up, it's straight business, X amount of money for X amount of hours or X amount of time, whatever you want to do. Like let me know what you want. And I hope people get that too. Like if you're hitting me up, don't expect me to be like, what are you like? You're gonna say, what do you think I should do? No, have an idea. Yeah. Because I'm not here to just I could throw it at you. You give me ideas, and the most I could probably do is give like a location. Like, hey, we could do it here. Okay. Or hey, or do you want to do indoor or outdoor? That's the most I could probably do. But like any ideas of like, hey, I want to do a photo shoot. What ideas do you have? Like, what do you want me to pick names out of a hat for you and stuff like that? It's hard.
I've been trying to study how it's done in like advertising agencies, digital agencies. Yeah. And so a client could come to you and you may have, they're the ones who created this idea. They have a need that they need to be filled. That's why they even came to you in the first place. Exactly. So, someone comes to you and says, I need headshots, right? There's a void, there's something that's needed. And so you're like, okay, there are like probably hundreds of different types of headshots you could take, right? That's probably an exaggeration, but it is a lot. Yeah. And so if you have, would you be willing to charge for research if you were allowed to pull up references and then you run those references by somebody? Because I think that people have an idea of what they want, but they don't know for sure if that's exact. Because, for lack of better words, if Kendall Jenner takes a photo, and somebody says, I want this type of photo, they may not be flattering to that style of photo. True. And that has nothing to do with like body image. It just has to do with demeanor. Like that's a certified model. You know what I mean? So it's like it's completely different if you can't just like plug and play. It doesn't work like that.
True.
So like, would you be willing to begin charging for that? Because I do that with storyboarding.
That's interesting. I never really thought about it that way. I don't think I will start at that yet, because usually when people tell me this stuff like that, I do whatever they need. Like I'll bring that image to them for like if they want a certain thing, I'm gonna make sure I could get that certain thing done. And then like in the middle of it, if I see it's like not really working to like what they want, I'll try maybe switch it up a little bit. Because let's say a headshot thing is pretty like kind of simple. You know, you work up here.
Yeah.
You just gotta really look for the angles of the person, like which side is the best for them and everything like that. Is it a side portrait? You know, any type of thing like that. So I don't think I would really charge for that reach, but that's interesting. I might add that in there, especially when people are like they show me an example of something, and then I'm gonna be like, okay, what about this? Then maybe I might put that in my rate sheet. That's interesting.
Okay.
What else is on your rate sheet? I read it, but I didn't really read it fully.
I'll bring it up just so that you know I don't get anything.
I saw you had travel in there too.
Yeah.
Someone actually hit me up about that the other day.
Really? About
They were like, hey, if I booked you, then you travel with me. I was like, you're paying me for a full day's work that I'm missing, plus travel expenses, plus living.
Yeah.
So I want you to really think about that. Like, even though like that's the way it should be though.
Travel's a tricky one, but like I'll get to it like how I think works best.
Yeah.
Just to get to it. So starting at the top of the sheet, right? RJ Carter official pricing sheet.
Ooh.
Videography full day rate is separate from the videography half day rate.
Yeah.
And then beneath those two would be the videography hourly rate. So I understand that some people don't need a full project, and some people would just need, you know, like they have their own editors and shit. And so it's like, I just want the raw footage. It's just, you know how to shoot it, you have the framework, you know how to use your camera. So I just need you to film this. Like, for example, if somebody needed a music video and they only needed one specific scene that like after they've already edited their video said it was lacking or something, then we'll go with that. Let me just pause real quick. I think I heard the camera shut off. But, so I'll start back from the top. Just to answer the question. We'll plug and play from there. So the RJ Carter official pricing sheet. So the videography full day rate is going to differ from the videography half day rate. And beneath those two would be the videography hourly rate. So what I was saying before was just about how a person or a client may not need a full video. They may be like, okay, I've already shot this video and I just need like 30 seconds cumulative of B-roll, and that can be filmed in 2 hours, right? To which the hourly rate just breaks that. Like it doesn't, if that's a cost efficient way to approach the full day and half day, because maybe you don't need the half day, maybe you don't need the full day. And so you can have the hourly. So I just think that that's a really nice way of just having that.
It is.
It also sets up a payment structure to maintain cash flow in a small business, right? So it's like you can't, to build, like I'm trying to scale this. This needs to become bigger. This needs to become an actual video production. A video production company, but for a niche audience, right? It's like still accessible to people who don't have the most flamboyant budgets and don't have backing, but still need a way to deliver their creativity and their visions. So I start out the pricing sheet with those three. Following up is pre-production. Yeah. So that's specifically storyboarding, planning, concept, scheduling, scripting.
That's all the stuff you're telling me.
That's all. Yeah. It's just like when people come to you and they have an idea, they know how they want to look, but don't really know how to do it. Yeah. All of that is cumulative in that, and so that's a flat rate. That's hourly. So however long it takes me to come up with some shit that you can approve, then that's what gets invoiced to you. And so then beneath that is post-production. So you have standard editing, complex editing, basic editing. Basic editing just doesn't have the transitions that standard editing has. And then complex editing is really visual effects work, which I have to contract out to somebody else. And so each of these have 3 different price tiers. We have the stock footage graphics of photo and music. So like if someone needs to just plug and play like something else that's not video related, and I need to go out and find it, because you know how expensive like stock audio and stock music is. Bread. Like you have to pay monthly for those services, so you have to go out and buy the licensing for that to be able to use it in a commercial sense. Second to last thing is the voiceover. If I need to talk over a narrative piece or something for a commercial, one of those really nice.
It's a great voiceover to have. Young Morgan Freeman over
you have
here.
to pull from your talents, right? And then the very last thing
You
is
got
just
the
editing
voice for it, bro.
revisions. Yeah, thank you.
You got the voice for it.
The editing revisions.
Mm-hmm.
So you know when somebody can come back to you and say, you know, I want this different, and then they come back to you again and say, I want this different.
Yeah.
And
That
they come back to you and
that's
say, I
another
want this
that's another charge added to
Yeah,
it.
that's another charge
added
because you
to
have to fire up your computer.
You
and
really
like,
do. You got to open it up, go back home, go do something. Like, yeah, that's
you
really
have to do mad shit. And it's
feel
like,
that.
so I always include one set of revisions.
Yeah.
Just because people see shit and it's like, you know what, I like what you did here, but I want, because you have to remember, these people trust you.
Yeah.
That's why they hired you in the first place.
Very true.
So any revisions they have should be minimal. But I offer that as a service as well. The last two topics, which were one of the ones that we were just talking about, the travel. So driving mileage, overnight stays, and long distance travel.
Driving
all of
mileage.
that needs to be compensated for. All of that.
I like that.
Because I don't have a car, so automatically I try to find a way to even it out. Because some people just have, I mean, even if I did have a car, then my note and shit would need to be expensed to the client.
True.
Because this is a small business. Additionally, if I did have a car, which I really don't want to have, then I would need to pay
expensive.
for gas. Like I don't want to fuck. Do you want a car, right?
I want a car, but I don't want a car at the same time.
It's New York.
It is New York. It's
This
just
shit.
gas, insurance,
Someone just bumping into you.
looking for parking.
I don't want to look for parking.
I don't want to look for
I already
parking.
have to go to work. and come
Exactly. It's just like, yo, parking's probably the most dreadful thing to look for. Like when I sit with my friends looking for parking, I'm like, yo, you do this every day? I'm okay. I would lovely take the train. Not right now, not really, but I've been taking the bus lately. That's pretty interesting.
Really?
I took Uber here, but that's
Yeah.
because there was
I
like
like the bus.
there's like nothing over here. When I take the bus like early in the morning and
I
like
like the bus.
and really late at night, and there be nobody on the bitch. It's fucking hilarious. Bus drivers just be flying through, going express straight to my stop. I love it. It's like taking an Uber pool. They don't pick nobody up.
Yeah.
This is great.
So we'll talk about travel, but I have 3 different price points for each of those. And then the last thing is just hard drive delivery. Because we're dealing with large file sizes and shit, you know, it's important to just make sure, like, I offer it for free,
Yeah.
just because we have services like WeTransfer and P-Cloud Transfer.
Yeah.
But if somebody needs the raw files, and like it's like, yo, I get it, they should get huge. Like this video is probably gonna be like, I don't know, 40 gigabytes or something.
40 gigs?
Yeah.
This one video?
Yeah.
How long?
This is
If it's like,
4K.
if it's it's in 4K?
Yeah, it's in 4K.
Yo, what's mean 4K?
I record native 4K, like
Yo.
not Ultra HD, like actual 4K.
That's hilarious.
And, shout out to Blackmagic, it's the best camera in the world. And then so hard drive delivery. So if you need me to buy your hard drive, then I order it. I wait for it to come in. I dump all the files. I make sure it's formatted for Windows and so basically open source formatting. So for Windows, Linux, and Mac OS.
Yeah.
And then deliver it that way.
Did you get all this stuff from like another person's rate sheet or?
So yeah, like I tried to think about. First, I started out with like, okay, what are my complications right now?
Yeah.
You know, when somebody's booking me, you know, what is it that's like not? What is it that after the fact I'm like, yo, that could have been expensed, or like that could have been charged for. And so that I mixed that with a template that I just found online because they like this community for like camera work is huge.
It is.
And, like people help each other, so it's like they
do. I need to find a Reddit thing about that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's a whole Reddit page and just photographers and videographers everywhere. We'll find it one day. Because a lot of people do really support each other. I'm actually in a support thing on Twitter. It's called, I don't even know what they call themselves, but it's a bunch of photographers. And then we send our pictures to that group message. And everybody in that thing will either like it or retweet it. You know, they'll show support. They'll even give comments on it. It's really cool. I like it.
Nice.
It's one of the most supportive things I've ever been a part of. It is. It's crazy. I was like, oh my God. There's a bunch of strangers, bro, from everywhere. Like people I don't even know. I know nobody in there. Some guy, one photographer hit me up. He's like, hey, are you interested in joining us? We do this. I was like, yeah, bro. And they gave me a whole rule book. I was like, yeah, whatever, cool. That's fine. I'm gonna follow your rules. Calm down, bro. No, fam. Like, what do I do here? I'm just here to send my stuff. I'm gonna like everybody's stuff, retweet it.
Yeah.
I don't retweet everybody's stuff because, you know, some stuff is
Some stuff
don't be that fire. Don't be that fire.
Don't
We're
be
like,
that fire.
do you really deserve? Nah, let me stop.
Nah, it's cool. Talk your shit.
Nah, some people do, some people don't. I've been really judgy on like mediocrity, and I'm hating. I don't know why I'm hating myself, bro. I literally talk about everyone should support each other. But yo, I try to support so many people and give them advice, and then when I see like mediocrity is, I would deep fry shit. You know what I mean by that? Like when
like memes.
Like when they freaking put the high saturation and the high ass vibrance, I'm like, yo,
It looks like that Kawhi Leonard Barack
literally,
picture.
it's like, oh my god, like calm down, like lower it down, like bring it down, lower your exposure a little bit, bring up this, bring up that.
Not everyone's at your talent level.
And it's just like, yo, just mess around with this stuff.
You remember your very first photo that you edited, like hard body?
Yeah.
Or and it's usually a picture of you.
It's usually a picture of me or the picture of, actually, the first ever thing I ever hard bodied was a picture of the Brooklyn Bridge with the sunset behind it, and I thought that shit was fire. I made the sky purple. I was like, I look back to that shit right now, I was like, this shit is ugly, bro. Oh my god, what was I doing? It kind of looks fire. Yeah. Somebody had it as like their header on Twitter. I was like, I was like, oh, you think that's fire, bro? They still have it to this day. I look at it now, I'm like, yo, that is fucking gross. That is gross. But then again, I didn't have the same stuff that I have now, like lenses and the camera I had. I had a whole different camera, a whole different lens. And then I learned how to freaking do just a bunch of presets for myself too. It makes my life so much easier.
Preset pack?
Preset pack.
You sell that shit?
Eventually, not right now. I want to make sure
Sell everything.
Make money off anything, bro.
Make money off anything. Make money off your mind, bro.
Yeah, bro. Like the preset packs are so helpful. Even like I bought some too. We're gonna keep that low. Yeah, like there was a guy that did a black and white one, but he was doing it for free. He did it for Juneteenth.
Okay.
So he put a whole bunch of black and white stuff. They're really fire. They're really good. I love them. And then I was scrolling through Instagram one day, and some guy had not like a cinema, like a cinema one, like it looks like a movie type thing, like movie tones.
Yeah.
Movie tones, and he had sunset tones, and it was only like $5.99, and it came with like 30 presets. I was like,
that's dope. Yeah.
I was like, and it helps out. But then like I don't really use the presets like that. Like I'll put it on, but I make sure to add my own adjustments to it all the time. Like sometimes I don't really like their presets. Like I'll lower some stuff down, head some stuff up.
Yeah.
You know, or I even combine some stuff together. Like I'll put a preset on a preset, and then just fuck with it like that. And some stuff just comes out popping. It's crazy.
For those of you at home who don't know, presets are just like little bundles that you put together that can be applied to any form of technology that you have, right? So like Miguel has presets for his photos. Like if you take a certain style of photo where it's like kind of like, golden hour, maybe it's like over water or maybe it's over land, you would make a preset for golden hour over water and make a preset for golden hour over land. Yep. And then no matter where you go in the world, if you take that type of photo, just throw that preset on top.
It's always going to come out the same.
And it's always going to come out the same. So you get a consistent look, but change locations. And so I think it's important. We just talked about like presets real quick, just to educate everyone at home, because you can have presets. My friend Jordan, JM Pastor, who draws, he can create a preset pack for all of his pens and pencils that he uses on the iPad.
I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, you can.
That's pretty awesome.
So that's a way that you establish a recurring form of income. And so you can always get, in a way, like somebody on the streets is just going to be like, yo, you could get residuals off that. But you can really just it's like collecting a royalty over and over and over.
It is nonstop.
So it's a really good way to just have a digital form of merch that can cater to different audiences. Not everything has to be tangible.
The things that I see, like, I need to make myself an IG ad when I do that, because I'll be going to people's stories, and after every like 3 or 4 stories, it's a preset audio, a preset pack thing. Like, goddamn, no, all right, I bought one, that was it.
Yeah.
But I see it all the time, and it's like sometimes they're tempting, but I'm like, no, I'm gonna just work on it, make my own. But if you are going into photography, presets are really, really good to help you and help shorten your editing, because editing can take hours and hours and hours. When you take certain photos and you have a certain preset for that, whether it's the golden hour, blue hour, at nighttime, black and white, it really just helps shorten your stuff literally from an hour to like maybe even 20, 15 minutes, even 5 minutes. It just helps so much. I would definitely not invest, but create your own first, or look at others and then try to make yours look like that. That's like similar to that. So it just helps you out so much. It really helps my editing time. It shortens my editing time from an hour or 2 hours to literally 30, 20 minutes. and I'm done like that, and it makes everything so much easier. So invest or make your own. That's what I.
Thank you for that plug, man. That shit is special. We are about at halftime right now.
Okay.
So just for everyone at home, we booked these spots for a limited amount of time. So we're just gonna crack open another beer, and then we'll be right back.
Sure. Cheers again.
Cheers.
Hard dose.
Red Stripe is fire.
Red Stripe is fire. I love Red Stripe. I haven't had Red Stripe in a very long
I
time.
actually legit like Red Stripe.
No,
it's not a joke. I know we're doing this like to test product placement, but I really like Red Stripe.
If you really like Red, you like Caribbean food like that?
I mean,
I was gonna say, if you like Caribbean food like that, go to.
I had to really think about
go
if it's
to.
like that.
There's a spot on Clinton. It's called. What is this spot called? On Clinton. It's a Caribbean spot. It's mad good. I'm going real quick right now. Watch 2 seconds. This is why I love maps.
Clinton. Is it Clinton in Manhattan?
Yeah, bro. Clinton, Manhattan. I'm the line to you. It's called.
I don't like New York, man.
Omar's Kitchen.
Omar's Kitchen.
Very fire Caribbean food.
Shout out my son. Shout out Omar.
They're in Puerto Rico right now. They're chilling, living it up. Shout out to Matt and Juliana getting married.
Shout out to their wedding.
The wedding's beautiful. It looks great over there.
I love weddings.
So hyped for
that. Speaking of weddings,
I did a wedding.
Okay.
A very small wedding, but it was very interesting. It was very, like you know how small concerts are. They're very, what's the word I'm looking for? Intimate. Yes, very small, intimate wedding. There was a good 13 people there. Person hit me up. They were like, "Hey, I'm having a small wedding. Da da da. Would you like to shoot it?" I was like, "Yes." They said my price. They were like, "Oh my God, that's great. That's the best price we heard out of everything I've ever heard from." I was like, "That's amazing. I love that. I would love to help you guys out." And they did it in a backyard in Brooklyn, downtown Brooklyn. Fulton, by the way. Very nice backyard. I was surprised. I was like, "Oh my God, this is great." I'll show you a picture of that backyard. And
if
yes.
you don't mind, I'll put it up in the video.
Yeah, I'll send it to you and you can put it up in the videos and stuff like that. Where are my favorites at? Jesus.
So it was like a really fun experience.
It was a fun experience. Look at this backyard. Just the green and everything.
See, this is beautiful.
It was.
I saw okay, now I know what wedding you're talking about.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. You saw it. Yeah, they were really, really good. Like they did stuff like that, came out like that.
That's exactly what
it was really fun. It was a lot of fun. It was like one of the most fun things because I was actually directing it more than anything.
Really?
I was telling people where to stand at.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it was a really fun experience for me because even though my first time doing any type of wedding, and then literally, you know, you said you talked about some research before. I researched the shit of how to do wedding style, what type of styles people want. But it was mostly for things they would hang up in their crib, people things that they want. So I was posing them against the walls, posing family together, taking pictures while they were doing their vows, caught people crying, caught the mom crying. You know, it was beautiful. It was one of the most beautiful things I've ever taken in my life, and that's probably my favorite thing that I did this year so far. It was great. Love is great. Love is beautiful. That's what I saw, and it was a lot of fun. And then the groom that actually was there, he was also a photographer. He's straight from Spain, straight Spaniard, everything like that, immigrant and all that stuff. But he was telling me how he got into it, and we were talking about cameras and everything like that. And he was talking about what type of picture he does, and he was showing me his profile and everything. So it was really cool. We exchanged stuff, and then they loved everything I did. They have pictures of the wedding hung up in their house, and they have a whole wall dedicated to it. It holds it dear to my heart. It's great. I love seeing that stuff. It was beautiful. That, and then they told me if we're doing it, they want to do a bigger ceremony eventually because they couldn't do it because of COVID this year. Shout out to COVID. And shout out to the Delta variant. And so
I've never heard someone say shout out to it. That's OD.
I'm sorry.
Sorry
if I was affected by COVID.
People losing their lives.
It's all jokes at the end of the day. I'm sorry.
It's all jokes.
Yo, if you're not vaccinated, bro, we're gonna have issues, man. I don't even want to talk about y'all about vaccinations.
Vaccinations.
Because people are just so
ignorant. They're gonna clap back with some cold hard non-truths.
Some fake facts that they heard about some doctor. People been seeing videos on TikTok and run with it. Oh my God, you guys see the quarter dude putting it on his shoulder and it's magnetic. And I was like, no, you guys are idiots. But nah.
I did try that. It didn't work.
It didn't work. People like you, bro. Why are you trying that, bro?
I was like, nah, yo, I'm about to be like Magneto, bro. I got this shit, man. Aki out here. I look like Kev.
Yo, for real, sculpted Wolverine type shit. Oh my God.
This red stripe hitting.
But yeah, it was really cool. And they told me like if they have they have a bigger ceremony in Europe. They want to do it in Europe, in Spain, so the guy's family could be there because it was just her family. They would fly me out to Spain and everything like that to do their wedding because that's how much they loved it. It's beautiful, very beautiful.
I love that for you, man. Congratulations.
Great. And then I had other people hit me up like, oh my God, when I get married, I'm like, all right, when are you getting married? Oh, I don't know, but it's like, so let me know. I'm there.
Nah, I needed it right now.
I need it here right now.
The contract together.
For real. And it was really easy. That was probably the easiest people I've ever worked with. I told them the price range, I was like, if this happens, that's added. They were like, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's great. And I was like, cool. They even gave me champagne. Some fire ass champagne too. Fire ass champagne. I was like, oh, what's this? I don't forgot the name of it. But the bottle looked like straight out of Europe too. Very fire bottle. I need to find it. I like drinking champagne. Champagne's good.
Champagne's delicious. I mean, you were gonna bring champagne today.
I was, but you were like, oh, let's do red stripe. I was like, what about the Moet?
What about the Moet? I don't know.
Nah.
Something about this red stripe just sounds right. So I don't know. I just have this web.
Red stripe on a Sunday on a gloomy day. It does sound like the greatest thing to do right now. Yeah, it's a vibe. It's a vibe.
Jesus.
It's a vibe. Do you have a favorite project you did on this year? I already told you my favorites are yours, but
my favorites, yeah. So that I'll address those, right? So I was planning on doing a series of 7. I was actually starting out to do 7. It was a series of 7 advertisements catered to brands that I could find like in my house.
Mm-hmm.
And the goal was to just show videography prowess, show the ability to edit, show the ability to shoot, show the ability to think of a storyboard, think of a way to execute a vision, just by doing kind of mundane tasks. It's not like this grandiose idea. I actually got it from Tyler, the creator.
Yeah.
Just from he was shooting his sneakers and he had that 2 bananas for $1, walking 50 cents, and then I just wanted to emulate that and just run with it because I feel like I am a little bit creative, I will say. And that's not to toot my own horn. It's just that. Like,
toot your own horn, bro. You're way more than a little bit creative. You're extremely creative.
It's because I used to play with Legos.
Legos, bro. Your childhood matters. I used to do the same thing. I cried at the end of Avengers Endgame because I used to play with toys the same way that movie ended.
I remember you tweeting that you cried.
Bro. I cried. Tears. I still cry to this very day. So that shit matters. You're creative, bro. Your imagination is crazy. If I was to have a director with me all the time on photo shoots,
thank you.
Director Carter. Director Carter.
I see that. I see the vision.
I see it.
So I think that those 5, so like I wanted to do 7, I ended up doing 5 because the Tide one was the 5th one I did. And I was like, yo, low key, I don't even gotta do nothing else. I don't.
Because that was the killer. That was a good one.
Yeah,
I love that one. It was great.
My girl helped me out with that shit. So
the camera placement, the angles, all that stuff was fire. The music, it was music choice.
Thank you, man. Thank you. It was just relevant. It was like the song was fire. It just came out, and I was thinking like, yo, like, I think we are the people who determine, like, artists determine what the single is, right? Artists and the label.
Yeah.
But then it comes down to the people feeling the same way the artist intends, and we're the ones who run with it. Like Dior by Pop Smoke is an anthem because people sing it often. And so I just think that that's really dope. So like I wanted to platform that song as best as I could without getting into like legal trouble with licensing.
Yeah, definitely.
And
that's so tough.
And so I just did that. I think that my favorite project this year is the one I just worked on with a mutual friend of mine that became my friend named Aaron Michael Ray. He was actually on the Broadway show Come From Away. Okay. I pray I'm getting the name right. But he and I were just like we were at a friend's, like a function like in Brooklyn before, and we basically like just manifested Lincoln and building. And so I met him there. He was just like, yo, like by means of conversation, he was like, yo, I was like, I'm a videographer. I have a website, I have a card, like I give him a card. He was like, really, that's interesting. A few months later, he hits me up, full email. We exchanged probably 15 emails, like just in the creation of that project. And he was like, look, pardon me guys, I just want to deviate from all the scripted shit that I do. I want to do something that really fills my soul. And I want to showcase my singing ability as well as my network and put it in an environment that like encompasses all of that, make it intimate. And I went back and forth. We went over references. We found mad shit that we liked. He ended up approving a storyboard that I did for him, and that was just perfect. Went on site, shot it. It was already properly lit because I storyboarded for, so I knew where the lighting configuration had to be.
Look at you.
So I just went on set, just put lights up in different spots, like how they needed to. It came out perfect. The last shot was hard to get because, well, I don't want to get too much into the creative process of how I filmed that.
No, you can. We're here for that. That's what we're here to talk about.
That was all a one camera situation. But it's interesting because it was filmed like it was filmed from multiple cameras.
Yeah, look, because it looked like it was going, when I watched it,
yeah,
like it was just going from here to here to here. But it was good transitioning regardless.
Yeah,
like transitioning was very flawless about it. Like I felt like it was on a moving thing.
Yeah.
And it was just like, or like on a film, honestly, where the film was rolling through and the camera's going by on it or whatever, and it's showing up. That's how I felt like it looked by, and it looked really good. I remember seeing that. It was really good.
So then, shout out to Aaron because he did a cover for an Amy Winehouse song called Best Friends, right? Added his own twist to it. He pulled up in a blue suit. He's looking fly as hell, man. Like,
that's tough.
That was just and then everybody that was in the band were people that he either knew or knew through mutual friends. And I believe they all went to Berkeley College, so they were all musicians. It was just really inspiring to be around in an environment where that much talent was basically feeding off of each other for everything. And so that was personally my favorite project this year.
It's beautiful.
I hope to have more.
Beautiful.
I still have to plan for a short film I need to shoot, just because I think that's the one thing that keeps me in. I got into this for filmmaking purposes. Like, my end goal is to shoot a feature film. And so I think that in order to achieve these goals, you have to keep doing these things that feed your soul and feed your pockets. And so to do both at the same time and contribute to your community.
I'm gonna tweet that later. You feed your soul, feed your pockets. 100% a tweet. 100K likes. Now I'm gonna quote you on it too. Put RJ card on the bottom.
Thank you. Don't even need it. But yeah, that's all. So
I like that. It's beautiful. Amazing.
I just want to wrap up because we are closing up on time.
Of course, we up.
I want to leave everybody at home with this same question I'm going to ask Miguel. I wrote it down on my phone actually. What can you do? Or actually, scratch that. I'm going to tell you to do something. I'm going to tell you guys at home to do something.
You're going to make me uncomfortable right now?
I want you to challenge yourself to do something that isn't cool in an effort to set a trend. I want you to follow your creativity, that's your creativity at home, and do something that can be inspirational, not for inspiration purposes, because I'm not Meek Mill, but like, dude, why are you not laughing? Is that joke what?
Nah,
that joke was like,
I'm still trying to think of the thing, bro. I was in my
that joke was trash, really.
Nah, it's good you just blew my mind.
So yeah, challenge yourself to do something that isn't cool to set a trend. Not to be inspirational, not to be influential, but just to set a trend. Because I think that there are people on TikTok that are fuck the word manifesting. They're creating these ways to tap into new pockets of the world just by expressing themselves.
Very true.
With aspirations of like, yo, there's no way I'm the only person in the world that feels this way.
Of course.
So do it with photography. I'm gonna try to do it with videography. Maybe I'll tie it into my short film.
Definitely. But that's kind of tough. I'm trying to even think about what to even do that's not trendy in that like photography based thing. Because honestly, you could really take pictures of anything and it'll go crazy. I think what I tried to do right now, like one of my recent things that I did like by myself, I went to walk around and try to find neon lights.
Yeah.
Like at certain places, it's like at bars that have it or just regular stores. I go to Chinatown. Chinatown's heavy on neon lights, and just trying to do like a thing like that. I don't think people really take pictures like that. People usually take pictures like that, but they take people in front of them, to get the color off of it. I just want to actually take pictures of the signs and see how that goes. See if people like it. See if somebody wants that, hung up in their house and everything like that. But
you need to put your pictures as NFTs.
I want to learn how to do that.
All right, I got you.
Please, somebody, if you know.
I just put a picture up. I just put an NFT up.
For real?
I don't like it. I just did it to test.
How much ETH?
How How much ETH?
Yeah.
Not a lot, like 0.03, because it's an entry level. So it's just like, that's like $100. Just a picture of my cat and like a Murakami shit.
That's, bro, some guy just sold a picture of a freaking rock for like
I know.
1.4.
I know, I saw.
That's ridiculous.
But that rock is like part of the block. It's a smart contract.
Oh,
it's
it
some
is.
hidden shit.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
there's a lot under it.
Yeah,
like it's from 2017.
I've seen a lot. I've seen a meme go for like freaking 500K and stuff like that. I want to know how to get into that. I gotta see.
And then Logan Paul just bought some shit. Jake Paul fights tonight.
He does.
Yeah.
How do you think it's gonna go?
All right, I'm cutting this, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for doing. Thank you so much for being with us today. We're gonna talk about this fight after, but we wanted to cater this specifically to
videography,
photography and videography.
I'm sorry, I ruined it. We're doing everything.
We're gonna kill. We have this red stripe, and then we have one on the shelf over there.
Oh shit, we do. That's right.
And then we're gonna finish those, and then just talk about this fight that happens tonight.
How much time we have?
But
we got half.
It's I spoke to the guy. He said it was like 10 minutes left.
Oh, for this? So 12:30, yada yada yada.
12:30.
Okay, so yeah, good.
So then, thank you so much for being with us. And,
Of course. Let's
Thank
do
you
it again.
so much.
Part 3 will be happening soon. Again, we're gonna be doing this a lot.
Yeah.
Follow,
I
like,
doing this.
subscribe, do what you gotta do, share it, watch it, everything. I want to deep zoom in, like right here now.
If you need any photography needs,
please
hit up Miguel.
Write to me.
I
I
will
will-
some openings in his schedule.
I will
Just
bring
test it.
anything you want to life. I can take a picture of a bottle and make it look fire.
That's true.
Anything.
You have.
I want. That's why I need to get into what is it? Product photography.
Okay.
That's heavy right now.
That's heavy.
Product. To people, because everyone's coming with clothing. Everybody's coming with a brand. That's probably the biggest thing I get into right now. That, and I think what I want to challenge you to do, because you did that to me before we end this.
Yeah.
Find your proper audience.
Oh, I found that shit.
Like no, but like find, like expand on it. Like I need to find people who are really deep into like what I take, and then see people want to buy. Like I want to find my proper audience, because I know there's people out here that sell stuff and it goes like that. It goes off the shelves like that. They sell it really quick, and that's because they have their proper audience. That's what we need to do.
You want me to leave you with one last thing? Globalize, don't local. I mean, no, localize, don't globalize.
Yes, localize. It's not a fucking tweet, bro. Damn.
Take care, yeah. Peace.